Alrighty then, it's time for Sion game. Yes, it's ranked solo queue, and if you remember, this one I did put Sion in one of my top three junglers at the moment. As you know, tanks right now are making quite a stir, but the tanks that are better than the ones that are already godlike are the ones who can already murder the hell out of everybody else before ramping up. And Sion is one such champion. Again, in the early game, he's got no problem. In the mid game, he's really strong. And in the late game, he's fucking stupid. So he's strong early, mid, and late. Now, my runes and masteries are attack damage red, attack damage queens, armor yellow, and cooldown reduction blues. Masteries are 9, 21, 0. Now, basic start, golems and red and then blue. And honestly, you can start anywhere. Honestly, I didn't think I'd be able to gank anybody, especially with a Nasus teammate and a Kassadin early on, because I thought Veigar would play safe. But look at Vladimir's position. He's just pushing out relentlessly, and this is just, no matter what jungler you are, this allows you just pretty much you get any free kill. I actually don't try to hit Vladimir here at all until I just get like a quick Q, because I wanted to give the kill to Nasus, because he's having problems. He's having problems, as you can already tell from the get-go. So I want him to be strong, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to just loop around and get him. Vladimir warded this bush, so I'm going to go all the way around to try to gank him. But it seems my Nasus teammate DC'd, so I give up on the decision. I actually asked him, yo, Nasus, are you there? Fortunately for me, Jarvan ganks mid, and I'm nearby. I pinged to my Kassadin to join me, and I'm glad he actually does this. You wouldn't know how many people don't do this. And comes towards me, and it leads Jarvan forward, and he gets killed. Like I said, there's tons and tons of players who just outright run away from you. It's like I'm toppling, I ping to my teammates, run up river towards me, and I can back you up. Now they do some janky ass movements, or they waste a summoner spell or something to try to run away instead of going to the backup. They tunnel vision, and that's bad. That gets you killed. In a lot of instances, I think you see this a few more times too, where we actually manage to communicate to each other. Come over here, with pings. They'll understand. Oh, look, a friendly is gonna back me up. Nonetheless, though, it's a 3-0 split so far, and one of them was a good counter gank, again, because the Kassadin responded appropriately, and 2 times Vladimir died for sort of pushing way too much. Also, I didn't even know Jarvan died at this point, so as far as I know, he's just kind of behind. I actually managed to spot him at one point in the map, and he's level 4 while I'm almost level 5. I mean level 6, and it leads me to want to take bigger chances and be a bigger dick, because if a Jarvan's level 4, I can beat him with any champion. I ward over, I go mid lane, and nothing really just comes off this, because of course Veigar just walks away. But I went mid just to soak up some experience to get a level 6. Now, I still don't quite like Sion's ganking at any point in the game. I mean, I got early ganks early only because the enemy sort of walked into it, or in the case of Vladimir, let me. And his level 6 is also wholly unreliable, because if you're not in the lane, then they're going to assume you're coming for them, or basically your damn scream lets them know you're coming. And the only way you can get him is if your teammates are already pinning him down. So in this case, I probably could have just walked up to him. It forced a flash at least, but at most it's a glorified gap closer. Sorry, it's a hot day and my throat is getting all sorts of dry, and commentating is a little bit off. Nonetheless, as I was saying, I was able to buy Cinderhulk super early, and I'm gonna say it's fucking ridiculous on certain champions, especially on someone like Sion. 3,000 health at 20 minutes in. Right now it's just 10 minutes, but when it gets to 20 minutes, you're gonna see 3,000. I think 3,300 health. It's insane, and I think Riot's gonna have to nerf this. I mean, in the PvE they're already working on Cinderhulk nerfs, and honestly, I'm totally fine for that. It gives way too much value for pretty much nothing, and it makes certain champions stupid. Anyways. Blitzcrank misses his pull, but it doesn't matter. The Thresh basically face checked the corner. I don't think he would have gained anything out of it. The Vayne wasn't really in any position to take advantage of it, so even if he had pulled Blitzcrank at that point, it would have just been a minor pull. And as a result of his hubris, 2 kills for myself. Now, of course, if there's one thing that's kind of bad about this game is the kills are concentrated on me and Nasus, and the enemy team is pretty good at keeping us away from their carries. So we better get these dragons and we better get more pressure. Fortunately for us, we do such a thing because Jarvan showed his face in a different hole, in a different lane. So we got dragon. We have dragon. We have, I believe, no towers so far. Yeah, no towers. And our farm is about even. Our gold, we only have a slight gold advantage in retrospect from seeing this. Anyway, same idea here. I just sort of hide in the corner and the Vayne gets to juke me thanks to the lantern. It would have been hilarious if I managed to hit her while she's invisible. Either way, this game I think kind of went our way, not because our team comp is anything special, because honestly, and again, retrospect, it's pretty terrible, but because of the early communication. There was a lot of pings, and we actually typed to each other, this is what's going to happen, or did you see Nessus, or I'm going to come help you, Nessus, because Vladimir is going to kick your ass. So I was surprised how well it worked out. I mean, I know communication helps games, but look, here this was actually like Nessus actually said, let's go, buddy. And I mean, we got trapped by the Veigar thingy, but we're pretty much gonna get a really cheap kill on the Vladimir. Again, this was all being pings and all pings and communication in all chat. Jarvan comes in, he tries to knock me up, and of course without taking me on a date. And I just found that amusing. Veigar puts his walls perfectly on Jarvan's ultimate, which kind of makes the whole thing pointless. I survived just by walking away as a result. Cassidy comes in, kills Veigar, I go back in with my shield and just show how fucking stupid the damn shield can be, and I pretty much don't die while still dealing quite a bit of damage. Hell, I walk in further, I mean, I finally do die because I had no mana to actually use it. And then I stab Vladimir in his butt. By the way, the best thing here is this happens. The Vladimir tries to fight the Ashe, and the Ashe actually manages to kill him right now with a heal. Look, you'll see. She flashes, heals, and kills him. The enemy, I think it was the enemy Veigar responds. Vladimir can't fight for shit. It's just a dude in drag. I don't know, just found that amusing. Anyhow, as far as builds with Sion go, I found the most success has been rushing randomins first, mostly because your CC sucks in terms of reliability. At least with your ultimate, you can crash into them, pop all your abilities, pop randomins, and keep them down. The other item that I would think would be priority could be also be Righteous Glory. If anything, for again the mobility and making your CCs a little bit more functional or easier to use. But after that, it's usually up to what you desire. In this game, I go Randuin's Omen first for the same reason I already stated, and then I go Banshee's Veil to deal with the casters. And usually for my third item, we'll go Warmog so I can be stupid and have like 5 billion health. So my teammates get into a fight. Once again, he's pinged and he's like, I tell him I'm coming, friend. And once again, I just scare them away. That kind of stuff needs to be done in solo queue. I've seen players play in solo queue and they don't say a goddamn thing throughout the entire game. I actually lost my last game because two guys talked to each other only in Champion Select. They said, I'm going top lane, I'm going top 2, and they both picked a top champion, and only at the end they realized, holy shit, I called top first, and it's like, oh man, I didn't read it. It's pretty painful. And in other games, we say, oh, you ping somebody, oh, they're right here, or incoming something. I don't know, they don't pay fucking attention. People tunnel vision too much. I've seen tons of cases where something like a Riven, you ping to them, hey, you know what? Here comes Lee Sin or something, and then they go all in, and then they are surprised that Lee Sin came up for the counter gank and killed them. It's like, you wouldn't have done that if you known Lee Sin was there, yet you should have known because your teammates were telling you that. So yeah, I don't know. So there's nothing really I can do there. It's just human error. And it actually kind of cost me the last game, so I'm still pretty bitter. It cost me my promotions with this account. And it's especially worse because this account tends to really have a bad history with those promotion games. Anyhow, as you can see, there's nothing the enemy team can do. I'm even surprised if Vladimir dicked around with me because now all I have to do is turn on him and kill him. Oh yes, and as to why I took Chilling Smite, on Sion you can take anything you want. But in my opinion, the most recommended one would be Skirmisher Saber or Stalker's Blade. In this case, I chose Stalkers just to pin someone down after they do some of their shenanigans. Like, oh look, Vayne tumbled, use a slow, now you can't really escape my moves. I would figure that if I had picked Skirmisher's Saber, I'd be knocked around, I'd be pushed back, and I wouldn't even get to use it to its maximum potential in team fights. But in this case, with the Chilling Smite, at least I can nuke somebody and slow them down. By the way, here I wanted to flash over and use my ultimate to run, but Vladimir pretty much covered that escape. Either intentionally or unintentionally, either way, my ultimate was going to be blocked if I tried to escape. Now the disparity of kills is higher, 26 to 12. Though a lot of the kills is though a lot of the kills was normally focused on, first focused on me and I believe Nasus for a bit. Now it's focused on Ash and Cassidy. Spread the love, that's important. And that's, by the way, here's the only actual time I use my ultimate in the way that I guess Riot or most people want it to be used. Long range ultimate, and the Vayne just sort of tumbled forward for some reason, so she couldn't avoid it. And easily there, she's just gonna meet her end. As you see, I wait to use my Q at the very end, where she has absolutely no chance in hell to escape it, so I can use it for maximum damage. Of course, in this time, the E had already been nerfed, so you can see me maxing Q second after maxing W first. In the jungle, again, W is probably the best one to max out, while in the top lane, probably Q. Still, though, as I said during the mini tier list top 10 video, Sion is definitely one of the top champions you'd want to pick if you want jungle from the... you want a jungle, pretty much, in solo queue. My top 3 right now are Zac, Sejuani, and Sion in no particular order. I haven't tested Sejuani since her nerfs, though I doubt it will be too different from before. So Zac, definitely strong, as you saw from the game. Hopefully you saw from the game before. And Sion, as you can see from this game, and how fucking annoying I am. Or in the other team battle game I uploaded with Sion. Either way, as you can see, the enemy team has absolutely no chance, except when we do stupid shit like fighting in melee range as a ranged carry. Still, though, Nasus joins in, and I actually learned something new today. I didn't even know that Vladimir can use a lantern when he's in his AIDS mode or something. He just kind of runs away. You learn something new every day, but honestly, I don't see many Vladimirs in the first place. Either way, as far as I'm concerned, the changed up Cassidy is actually really cool. The way he can just machine gun blink his way around. And here, Jarvan wants to steal the obvious dragon, so I just kind of tell my teammates, don't take it. Let him just, let him throw his life away. I just said, get Jarvan, and I pinged at him, and I just moved myself away from the dragon. So I hope that was enough communication for my teammates. Anyways, as you can see, the final battle looms. We go for the inhibitor. We go for the inhibitor, cover our asses, and of course, I use my body as a sort of a wall. If they focus me with their abilities in order to try to kill me, they'll probably fail and then just burn all their abilities. Now that everybody's pretty much in melee range of me, I use my ultimate to knock 2 guys up, and I think I dealt some damage to the Vayne, and then the rest of the enemy team just gets cleaned up. And with that, it's pretty much victory. And after a slight of a losing streak, Sion made this game entirely easy. And I think if I had picked somebody else, it wouldn't have been as awesome. Though, honestly, the enemy team sort of handed me early kills on the platter. Still, though, again, if you want a really strong tank that's good from the beginning to the end, Sion's a very good choice. Hooray for Sion.